Hey, TMFG community, Carlo Cancino here with John Iaconetti. In today's Ask TMFG episode, we'll be discussing the 5 levels of Canadian retirement savings in 2025. How do you compare? So, have you ever wondered how your retirement savings stacks up to other Canadians? Well, in this video, we'll break down the 5 levels of Canadian retirement savings in 2025, so you'll know exactly where you stand and what it means for your future. And here's the thing, no matter what level you're in right now, you're not stuck there. You can move up.
We've worked with Canadians at every saving stage, and the big lesson on this is once you know your level, you can make smarter decisions about when to retire, how you'll live, and how to plan for the future.
See, the problem is too many people guess. They don't really know if their savings will last, and that uncertainty makes retirement extremely stressful. But once you understand the 5 levels, you'll see the big picture. You'll know where you are and what steps to take to reach the lifestyle you want.
So stay with us until the end because we'll also share the advancement framework, a simple system to help you move up a level.
Okay, level 1, undersaver. And this is anyone with less than $250,000 saved.
At this level, you're relying mostly on Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security for income, and together that's usually around $20,000 to $30,000 a year.
In which, let's be honest, it does not go far. It might cover groceries and rent, but not much beyond the basics.
That's exactly it. So things like travel, hobbies, maybe helping the kids, it's a little bit tough here. Most people at this level delay retirement, downsize, or keep working part-time. And it could be stressful. Retirement doesn't necessarily feel like freedom here. It feels like more uncertainty.
And I think the thing is, it's often not from lack of effort. Life happens, job loss, divorce, big medical bills, or maybe you started saving a little bit later in life.
But time is the biggest factor. The longer you wait, the harder it is to catch up. That's why immediate action is key. So if you're here, focus on an aggressive savings, maybe maximizing contributions and trimming expenses. Government benefits alone aren't designed for comfort.
What's the silver lining here? Even small changes now can move you forward. And that's what takes you to level 2, the baseline builder.
Now, these Canadians have probably between $250,000 to $500,000 saved, and that means a more modest retirement is possible with careful planning.
So, with CPP, old age security, and withdrawals, you might be able to generate $35,000 to $45,000 in income a year. Enough for basics in many towns, but in big cities like Toronto or Vancouver, be pretty tight. The problem here is there's no cushion. One bad market year, a big medical bill, or another unexpected expense, and suddenly the plan feels a little shaky.
At this stage, budgeting and conservative withdrawals are essential. The good news is you've built a solid foundation, you're no longer in survival mode, and with consistency, you can keep moving up.
Exactly. Because the next level is where confidence really starts. And that brings us to level 3, the comfortable core.
And here's where retirement finally feels good. With $500,000 to $1 million saved, plus Canada Pension, plus Old Age Security, most Canadians can retire with confidence.
So what are we talking, John? Probably $50,000 to $70,000 a year in income, and that's depending on your strategy.
Strategy is going to be the key word. At this level, it's not about bare bones budgeting anymore. It's more about smart planning.
So questions could be, when do you take CPP? When do you start taking old age security? And how do you structure withdrawals to pay less tax? Because without a plan, you can waste thousands in unnecessary taxes.
But with the right drawdown strategy like income splitting or smoothing out your withdrawals, you unlock flexibility. And that means real choices. So you can retire earlier, maybe travel more often, or maybe moving somewhere you love. At this level, options are open. But to make the most of it, you need coordination, taxes, investments, and inflation planning.
Right.
So done right, this level gives you a confident, enjoyable retirement.
But what if you want more than comfort? What if you want freedom and flexibility? And that's where level 4 comes in, and that's the lifestyle planner.
So with savings of $1 million to $2 million, here's where retirement starts to feel like freedom. You're not just comfortable, you're flexible.
You can choose when to retire. You can choose where to live or how you spend. You can travel regularly, support family, enjoy hobbies, all without stressing about running out of money.
But that level of wealth now brings some complexity.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking about tax optimization, maybe estate planning, maybe passing on some wealth to the kids or grandkids.
The right strategies can make a huge difference. Tax bracket management, early RIF conversion, and intergenerational planning. When done well, it can keep more money in your family.
At this level, retirement isn't about can I afford it? It's about designing the life you want, which leads to the final level, the people with complete independence.
Now, this would be people with $2 million or more. And at this level, you're not worried about money, you're focused on impact.
CPP and OAS, they're nice extras, but you don't depend on them. Here, it's about legacy, passing down wealth, charitable giving, and maybe even some business ventures.
And that's where the management of your wealth becomes the focus. It's not, do I have enough? It's, how do I optimize and transfer it?
So then reaching financial independence isn't really just the end. It opens the door to new opportunities. So with all 5 levels in front of you, the real question becomes, how do I climb up higher?
And that's what we mentioned earlier, the advancement framework. John, why don't you explain what that is?
Yeah, so step 1 is simple. Know your number. Be clear and honest about where you stand today.
Step 2, saving consistently. Max out your RRSPs and TFSAs. Make your contributions automatic.
Step 3, you're going to make your plan tax efficient by sequencing accounts wisely and timing contributions strategically. And finally, step 4, review and adjust regularly because life changes and your plan needs to evolve with it.
Because progress doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. So John, there you have it. That's the 5 levels of Canadian retirement savings. Which level are you in?
And more importantly, where do you want to go next?
If you want help figuring out your level and building a plan to move up, click the link below. We've put together a detailed video that walks you through it step by step. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.